Hi folks, this is David Harvey, Master Gibson Luthier, coming to you from Mitch and Cindy's Bluegrass Jamboree with my good friend Evan Dickerson. And be sure to listen to his talk show, the Evan Dickerson Bluegrass Talk Show, on this channel.
Hello, I'm Evan Dickerson of the Evan Dickerson Bluegrass Talk Show. I'm here at the Mitch and Cindy's Bluegrass Jamboree at the Trumbull County Fairgrounds, brought to you by the Evan Dickerson Productions, one of the finest media companies all around the world, bluegrass in my opinion.
That's right.
I'm here with David Harvey.
Hi friend.
Master Luthier of Gibson, Maryland. And David's good to have him.
Good to be here.
And how you doing?
I'm doing great, sir. I just wanted to say hi to everybody from out there in the cyber world, coming to you here from Mitch and Cindy's Bluegrass Jamboree with my good friend Evan Dickerson from the Bluegrass Talk Show, and glad to be here.
And how you like being here, David?
Oh, it's a gorgeous area. Mitch and Cindy are wonderful hosts, and just glad to be sitting here with you.
And you had a mandolin early days of Gibson.
That's right. Well, I did a little presentation with a couple of really good friends of mine, Gary Smith and Philip Rowans, a little help from picking help from some of our other friends, and we just had a wonderful time here. A couple hours of talking history and everything mandolin.
Yeah, that's right.
Everything Gibson mandolin, I should say.
That's right. And how'd you guys start playing the mandolin?
Well, my dad was a great mandolin player, and it was always around the house. I always heard mandolin. I had a Gibson F5 mandolin in my hands before I could sit up. So it was just a normal thing to have a mandolin or somebody be playing a mandolin all the time. Everybody that came to my house, it seemed like, when I was a kid, played the mandolin, to the point of where my first day of kindergarten, I sat down next to the kid next to me and looked at him and said, "What kind of mandolin does your dad play?" So I literally thought that everybody's dad played a mandolin.
What's your dad's name, just to put on the record?
My dad was Dorsey Harvey, and Red Allen, it was one of his very first gigs. Red Allen from later on with Red Allen and the Osborne Brothers. Red Allen nicknamed my dad Little David, as in Little David play on your harp, as in the Bible. So my dad was a wonderful mandolin player, and I got a little jealous with my sister trying to learn to play the mandolin when I was about 11 years old, and I couldn't have that, so I got pretty serious about it and started working hard.
That's right. Working hard's great work.
Well, music has its own rewards, but there's definitely some work to it. But we're so lucky to have such a great, creative, younger generation that's coming up that appreciate bluegrass, roots music, acoustic music, the mandolin in particular, guitars, and whatever it is. I just encourage you out there to, if it's your passion, put time in it every day, because it pays off.
And you played with bands like Larry Sparks.
I started with Larry Sparks back in about 1983. I worked with him off and on for 5 years. I worked with him a couple of years and left the band for a little while and then came back. But some of the recordings that I made with Larry Sparks are now classic recordings. Blue Virginia Blues, 1949, Kentucky Girl, songs like that. I'm extremely proud of. Just Richmond. He actually cut and allowed me to cut one of my dad's tunes, Cruising Timber, on his Silver Reflections album. So just proud of that. I've had the opportunity of working with a lot of really great artists.
Yeah, I know. And we mentioned earlier in the talk show, you're a master luthier.
Yes, sir.
How'd you become a master luthier in the first place of Gibson?
Well, I started by watching my dad always tinker around with his mandolin. He was always tweaking around on trying to get it to sound better. So I basically, it was part of my growing up as well. It's just working on the instrument and trying to make it sound better. So I started collecting a few instruments here and there. At one point, like I mentioned during my presentation, I had a whole room full of guitars that I had taken apart, and I couldn't necessarily get them back together at that point in time, but I took the guitars apart and learned how the construction was. And from there, I started buying a few better instruments and eventually started working on those instruments with some guidance from a few friends, John Ramsey in particular, out in Colorado, helped me quite a bit and learn how to approach the repair of those instruments.
That's good. And how long have you been with Gibson?
I've been with Gibson for 18 years.
Oh wow, that's amazing. And you're a great man and builder.
Thank you, sir.
Well, I just wanted to say that.
Thank you.
And what instrument would you like to play today?
Well, what would you like to hear? This mandolin is a mandolin that my crew and I built back in 2008. It really just fits all my needs. It's so well rounded. It has such a wonderful tone. I've played every show that I played for the last 14 years on this mandolin. So just a tremendous one. Let's see. Try to think of it. How about Fire on the Mountain? How about that? Fire on the Mountain.
Fire on the Mountain, yes. Thank you, David, and
thank you, Harvey.
And you're welcome.
Thanks for having me.
And let's talk about the music crew. What's your name? Who's the members of the band?
Members of the David Harvey music crew. Of course, I lead the band. Have a wonderful couple of singers with us. My wife Jan Harvey, tremendous singer, was nominated for female vocalist a number of times from the SPIGMA and IBMA organizations, and then also our wonderful daughter Emma Harvey, just a wonderful all-around singer. Can sing anything from Broadway to opera, and we do a really wide range of songs in that band, which is so much fun for me because it's not just one thing or another. We do some bluegrass, we do some pop songs, we do old swing, western swing, we do some Broadway songs like Shuffle Off to Buffalo, we do old gypsy jazz. So we hit on everything, and then of course our guitar player, fiddle player, all around great musician, Cole Witt, just was in the top 60 of 200,000 people that auditioned for the American Idol. And Cole is just a tremendous player. He and my daughter Emma went to high school together and graduated at the same time, and just so proud to have that group and having so much fun with it. And of course, I play with another bluegrass band too called Fireball Mail. Fireball Mail. Bunch of great guys. We just get together and have a big team. We play regular at the station and just have a great time with a bunch of guys that are about around my age, and just Brad Bullitt on the guitar, lead vocals, Phil Easterbrook on the banjo, Joseph Brown on the bass fiddle, Tyler Andall, who's just a tremendous young talent fiddle player, and of course he plays everything, and then myself with the Fireball Mail. So I'm actually out there playing with a couple of bands, and working full time at Gibson, and in my spare time I sleep.
That's good to know. And thank you so much, David.
Thank you, Evan.
You're welcome. I'm Evan Dickerson from the Evan Dickerson Bluegrass Talk Show, live from Mid-Sydney's Bluegrass Jamboree, brought to you by the Evan Dickerson Productions. Thank you so much. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, folks.